Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an Arcane Vanguard, Arcane Dervish build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So this mod just got released on console today, so I thought this would be the perfect time to cover a build for the Arcane Dervish, which is a really cool subclass. There's 4 subclasses here. I'll be focusing on all of them eventually, but we're starting off here with the Arcane Dervish. Now, this gives us the ability to do a special attack after casting a spell, which I'll showcase in this video. And for cantrips, I think it's best to go with some choice here of I like Bone Chill personally to stop the target from healing, which can be a game changer during some fights. Frostbite, if you have Mistress spells, is also really great because disadvantage on attack rolls can mean you're likely not going to get hit from the enemy. Lightning Lure to pull a creature towards you is also really useful. But you can also go with Shocking Grasp to stop the target from having reactions, or the Ray of Frost to reduce movement speed. But I think those 3 there work pretty well. As for the spells we're going to take, Frost Fingers for 2d8, it's like a mini Cone of Cold, is actually pretty good early on in the game. Tasha's Caustic Brew is also quite good, but you also got Armor of Agathis and Command. I'm going to go with Command there because that one is extremely useful. And then also on top of that, Thunder Wave for the pushback can be extremely useful too, so we'll go with that. Now we get a special fighting style, so I'm going to go with the Read the Enemy, which gives you your Dexterity and Intelligence modifier added to your armor class when not wearing armor, which is extremely useful. There's also the ability to get 6 meters, or extra movement speed by 6 meters, which is super useful. This class doesn't get armor proficiencies like some of the other subclasses do, so I'm going to go with Read the Enemy just because it gives you a really nice increase to your armor class. I also really like the critical momentum here, so every time you get a critical hit with a weapon attack, it increases the chances of you hitting a spell critical hit by 5%, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're going with the Arcane Dervish there. And for the class passives, you get to choose 2 Flourish attacks here, so I think the Charge Flourish is good for dealing an extra 5 force damage with a weapon attack. And then also the Abjuring Flourish, which will increase your own armor class by 1. There's one that'll reduce the target's armor class by 1. This one lowers the target's attack rolls. This one increases your attack rolls by 1. This one lowers Strength, Constitution, and Dexterity saving throws by 1. And this one also decreases Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma saving throws by 1. I think that these 2 are the best choices here. As for our ability score, 16 Dex, 14 Constitution, 16 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, 10 Charisma. And take the Persuasion skill proficiency if this is the face of your party. So I'll be going through the full build guide, or gear guide, after we go through the build, and then I'll show off some combat as well. At level 2, we get our ability here, the Vanguard Stratagem. So use your intelligence modifier for your weapon attack and damage rolls. So that's pretty nice. We're going to go all in on that intelligence. For our spells that we're going to select here, again, Armor of Agathis is extremely useful, so you could go that route. Magnify Gravity is also kind of cool, so we'll take that. And for the class passes, we get a few different spells here, or a few different abilities, and you get to pick another one later on. This one restores 2 first level spell slots per short rest, which is really nice for certain spells that you might want to cast on yourself, like Armor of Agathis. This makes a enemy forced to do a Charisma saving throw or swap places with you. This can give you a -5 penalty to your attack rolls on spells, but it deals an additional 1d8 of damage. This can protect your allies for 5 turns, and this will give your allies health points. So that can be pretty good. We're going to go with the increased spell slots, though, because that's just useful early on. At level 3, we get the Constructed Argument, so you gain a bonus to your Persuasion checks equal to your Intelligence modifier. And we get the Dervish Spell Flourish, so your combination of strikes and spells gives you a +1 to spell attack rolls and spell save DC after using a first tier flourish. And after casting a second spell, a second special attack is prepared. So we get to choose a level 2 spell this time, and I think Synolic's Snowball Storm is a pretty solid choice there. There's also things like Mirror Image to increase your armor class, and then also Branding Smite, which is not bad, but it does use your bonus actions, so that can be something that someone might not want to take. We also get to take level 2 versions of the spell, so Violent Flourish here gives additional 8 force damage. Enchanting Flourish, your charged weapon attacks deal additional 3 force damage and makes your next attack. The next target unable to attack you on its next turn, which is pretty good. Your charged weapon attack deal additional 3 force damage, and you reduce all incoming damage by 4 for 1 turn. This gives additional 3 damage and heals you for 2 to 12 health. And then Terrifying Flourish can frighten your targets, which is really nice. So it's really up to you. I think even like the Enchanting Flourish can be good because it will apply like a charm to the target. But even just going with a higher level Flourish can be good too. So we'll go with that there. And then at level 4, we get to choose ourselves a feat, which obviously we're going to take an ability score improvement. For our next leveled spell, Mirror Image can be pretty good. Volley of Arrows can be a decent piercing damage option if you want to go with like the Ballast Armor. So in Moonblade's pretty cool if you got Mistress spells, or even Dark Vision is a choice. I want to take Mirror Image there just because it doesn't require concentration and increase your armor class by 9, so very useful. We'll take our intelligence up to 18. At level 5, we get ourselves the War Magic, so you can choose to cast your cantrips as a bonus action instead of an action, and you can disable that at any time. We get a level 3 spell, so we got a few choices here, like there's, I guess, Motivational Speech, Ash Alert, and Stride, which makes it so you don't get hit by opportunity attacks, deal fire damage. Tidal Wave can be nice, not going to be prone in a 9-meter radius. Thunder Step's like Misty Step, but with extra damage. Counterspell, never a bad choice, and Haste is never a bad choice. Actually, I think Haste might be the best choice here. And then we get to pick another choice of a level 1 Flourish. So, I think maybe reducing target's armor class can be quite useful for setting up your teammates. I'd rather increase my own armor class, but on boss enemies, that can be useful. We get a class benefit follow-up here, getting a +3 bonus to attack rolls when attacking after casting a spell. Making sure that we land our attacks more frequently. We then get to choose another cantrip here, so Ray of Frost, I guess. Minor Illusion or Mage Hand can be good too, because with Mage Hand you can use it to throw water bottles to set up your damage. And then we'll take Tidal Wave here. Actually, Counterspell is probably the better choice. Now at level 7 we get ourselves the Vanguard Technique. After a warning casts a spell or cantrip, they can make a weapon action, use a bonus action. Then we get to choose a level 4 spell with like Wall of Fire being an option, Elemental Bane being an option. The first time each turn the target takes a damage type of the choosing type, they take an extra 2d6. And you can remove resistances with that. Vitriolic Spear is pretty nice, 10d4 of acid damage, shoot a glowing ball of emerald acid that explodes in contact, and deals damage over time too. So yeah, there's a few different choices that could be good. I like Wall of Fire personally because it's just good crowd control and damage all in one. Even Tidal Wave is probably the better choice for knocking targets prone. We also get to pick another class passive here with this one protecting you and your nearby allies, reduce damage equal to your intelligence modifier for 5 turns, which is pretty good. And Arcanus Life Tether. Mark a target when it ends its turn within 3 meters. They restore 4 to 7 health points, which can also be pretty good. Then we got our class passives with level 2 Flourishes. We'll go with the Enchanting Flourish there. Pretty cool little option that we got. At level 8, we get another choice level 4 spell. We'll take Wall of Fire, and we'll take our intelligence up to 20 there. Super useful. And then Alert will probably be our next feat. Those good subclass features. You get a +2 to spell attack rolls and spell save DC after using a 2nd tier Flourish. After casting a 3rd spell, a 3rd special attack is prepared, which gives us the 3rd special attacks. We also get the choice of some level 5 spells like Dispel Good and Evil, Wall of Stone, Hold Monster being the best choice probably here. We don't get the same spell selection as the other subclasses, but I think that that's alright. This deals 15 force damage and knocks enemy prone. This one does 5 force damage, giving yourself Bless and Blade Ward, and temporary health points equal to 3d4 plus spell casting ability modifier. This will give 5 extra force damage, inflict Bane, Blinded, and Burning for 3 turns. Knock prone at extra damage is never a bad thing, so we'll go with that, because prone can set up your other teammates really well. Liberated Spellcast, when you kill a creature, cast a level 1 spell without expending a spell slot. And then for our spells here, level 5, Telekinesis can be nice and knock enemies down. Swift Quiver, meh. Vitriolic Sphere is probably the, I guess you choose whatever you want here. It's not super necessary, we're going to be using other spells anyways. At level 11, we get to Tactical Strikes. Whenever we attack, we add our intelligence modifier to the damage. Then we get to choose level 6 spells like Wall of Ice, Blade Barrier, and Globe of Invulnerability, which is extremely useful. So we'll go with a Wall of Ice there because that's really fun for extra damage. And then for our final spell, Globe of Invulnerability could be a game changer, so we'll go with that. Blade Barrier is like a Wall of Ice but weaker. And then for our, I guess Alert would be the best choice here, or you could take a +1 to your Dexterity. It's really up to you, whatever you prefer. I might go plus Dex just to show the extra armor class. It gives you +1 initiative, +1 armor class. So right now we got 26 armor class with a shield that's 29. We're pretty good for having, I guess we got a random clothing here that gives us armor class. So I'll put on like the, I guess probably what we want to be using is going to drop our armor class 26. Yeah. Best to Soul Rejuvenation can give you an extra attack, but I like the Robe of the Weave. So +1 to spell attack rolls, spell save DC. Pretty strong. And then on top of that, we're also going to be using the Hood of the Weave, which can give us extra spell attack roll and spell save DC. I'm just dying that to match the theme. So Hood of the Weave giving us a +2 bonus. Armor class +1 from Cloak of Protection, if Ace of Shoes, and Ring of Protection. Killer Sweetheart for the critical hits. I like Helldust Gloves for +1 spell attack roll, spell save DC. And then I'm using the Flail of the Ages, which is really fun. This is a weapon that comes from Baldur's Gate 2 as well, and it can apply some extra effects here, but you're really free to use whatever you want. Even the Sacred Star can be nice for extra radiant damage and radiating orbs, or the sort of life stealing. I even like the Shard's Spear of the Evening if you went the evil route, because this will give you the ability to cast darkness and give you immunity to it. This works. This is probably the best in slot, to be honest. And yeah, we got a nice 27 armor class +5 from our intelligence modifier. If you really wanted to, you could add in the ballast armor, especially with this, because with I would recommend taking the increased movement speed if that's the case, because that will drop our armor class down because we lose our intelligence modifier. But the Robe of the Weave will give us a higher spell save DC, so that is what we want to go with. So I guess to show off what this will look like in terms of combat, we'll just go to a combat encounter here, and I'll ungroup the party just to show a nice true 1v1 here, and then we'll showcase what that looks like. So getting into the fight here, we do have the haste, which is actually a bonus action, which is super cool, giving us 2 actions in our turn. But yeah, we do have other concentrations like Wall of Ice and Globe of Invulnerability that we do want to drop, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm just going to drop a Tidal Wave right there. Boom, knocked prone and created wet, so that we can then also go ahead and use like the Wall of Ice there. What's cool too is we also get the ability to use our cantrips as bonus actions, and our flourishes are also bonus actions, so I guess we don't have enough movement speed for that, but I can drop a Bone Chill on them, so that took them out. Jeez, 11 damage on a Bone Chill, that was pretty strong. So we'll end our turn there. I also pre-casted our Self Mirror Image, which gives us an absurd 36 armor class, so we're pretty tanky with that. He's getting up in my face, and it was his mistake. So we can also, what's cool is a nice combination is using haste on ourselves, which will further increase armor class by 2, give us more movement speed, and then we got 2 actions because this haste doesn't use our action, so we could drop the Tidal Wave on the enemies and then drop a Wall of Ice on them. So we got a few cool options of ways we can deal with the enemy. We also got Command, which is super useful, so we could essentially go with a Command Grovel and 99% chance, so knocked him prone, and then we go ahead and attack with our Charged Flourish, which will deal extra force damage and should hopefully hit quite hard. That knocked him down. It looks like he got destroyed there, but he's fine. And then we'll just back up so they have to move towards us. And he's groveled, so he just stays there for his turn, loses his turn. The beauty of nice, we blocked with our mirror image. The beauty of using the mirror image is we get extra armor class, and then also the beauty of Command is you can upcast it, hit all 3 of them. So now we're going to do a big brain play. We'll just do a haste on ourselves. So we bonus action haste, 2 actions now, so we can now go with a Command Grovel, which will upcast to level 3. So uno, dos, tres. And hopefully, yeah, we got them all with the Grovel. Cool. So next we can drop the Tidal Wave on them, which is going to be pretty devastating since this will apply wet to everyone. And it's a wet for 3 turns, so we'll just end our turn. They all lose their turns. So there's a back-to-back 4 actions. So they all lost their turns. We could... It's not ideal to use this because we'll break our concentration on haste. So I guess what I'll do is I'll do a Frost Fingers upcast, which can deal a little bit extra damage. We could even go with like a free cast and upcast it to level 6. So this will definitely take these 2 out. Boom, yeah. And we create an ice surface for them to slip on. And then if you want to be extra cheeky, you can go with another level 1 Command. 99% chance of hitting her with it. Nice. And what's nice about the Command is, yeah, they lose their turn. You can just continue to drop spells on them. So they hit her with a Bone Chill. That's fine. I'm just scared of losing my concentration on our haste here, so I don't want to move too close to her. But typically I would drop a Wall of Ice, which we can't use right now because we have a concentration. But we can go Command Grovel again, knock her down, and then we'll just hit her with the arrow. Yeah, it's going to continually hit her. So we could go, I guess, with arrows too if we want to, special arrow types. So we'll just attack from range, critical hit. And another critical hit there. Booyah. So yeah, we'll send return command being an extremely useful spell. Highly recommend using it, especially if you got haste up, because you can just command grovel someone multiple times and then just continue to attack them and they can't do a thing against you. Boom, there it is. So that is the Arcane Dervish Arcane Vanguard build in Baldur's Gate 3. Extremely useful and it's a whole lot of fun. Sathos is the creator of this mod. They did an incredible job with this one, so go check it out. It's a fantastic mod now available on console. Also, please hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.